I am so happy. It is finally getting cold around here. So the last month or so has just been brutal. And you know, it's early October. Last weekend was just crazy. Whole of last week, we actually got to like the mid 90s. And that's super rare around here in North Carolina. Broke a lot of records, and it just sucks. But last night we had this crazy wind come in, and this morning it's, in the mid 60s. So wearing the 3/4 shirt, got to stay warm, and excited to skate. So I'm still on the SLs. I had a really good first session. There were some issues, of course. I had some liner weirdness, and I didn't really like the wheels, but from a overall, how do they feel, how do they skate, how do they grind, I was really impressed. I think that the SL design with the internal shock absorber, with the really nice sole plate, it just works. And it works really well for me. Might not work for you, but it works really well for me. So I'm really excited to come out here and skate my favorite ledge here at Marsh and see how well they hold up. I did do a few changes based on my experience last week. First, I swapped out the wheels. So, the wheels that came with it were really sluggish and kind of just square. They felt really gross. These are some 60 millimeter 50/50 wheels. These are the samples. They're 90A. They should be out next month, but we had a few samples made so that we could test them out. They're testing really well. We've started production. I'll let you know when you can order them. The other mods that I made, first of all, I didn't realize it when I was skating it because I was kind of in the moment, but after I was watching the edit of me skating last week, I realized how much squeaking there was from the cuff. That's just a Razor's thing. It happened with my shifts. I put it in the review that, that squeak was just annoying. It happens with the SLs. I remember seeing people skating SLs at Woodward, and it's just squeak, squeak, squeak. So I went in and I waxed the cuffs. So basically what you do is you unscrew the cuffs and you put some wax on the areas that it could rub. And supposedly that helps. I don't know if I put the wax all over the right place, but at least it's a start. I'll see if it makes a difference today. And then finally, the liner. So there was a real issue with the liner digging into my toes. This front section of the liner just dug in, and it was really uncomfortable. So I did a little mod where I cut so there's these little straps that hold this liner in. I cut the straps. So that these little elastic straps, they're not here anymore. They were there and they were pulling this liner in, and I feel like that was contributing to the issue. So I cut the straps just to see if it makes a difference. I'm also going to try riding them, instead of putting the tongue in like this, which is the way that they usually are, I'm going to try riding them for a little bit like this. So they're on top of the sides. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. It will probably be a little uncomfortable, but I have a feeling that this will keep it from sliding in and digging into my toes at least. And then I can figure out if it's worth doing. But I think cutting the little elastic will make a huge difference. It's really not necessary. Well, two things. First, they're sessioning down at the bowl, so I didn't get a good warm up, and it feels weird to jump just cold without skating much. So took a couple tries to start landing things, but then they started feeling better. I think the squeak is gone, I think the wax helped. You guys be the judge. The forward lean is kind of bugging me. I feel like the shock absorber is too thick, and it has me leaning forward, and it feels just sluggish to me. I might try swapping in the shock absorber from the USD 7, see if that works, and see if that helps. I don't think it needs to be this thick. It feels good, but it still feels like I'm falling forward a little bit. And I mean, that's pretty, again, with Soul Tricks, you can see where my normal balance is. If I can do alley-oop soles well, if I go more toe on my soul grind, then I know that I'm leaning too far forward. And that's usually, you know, I've been doing soles forever. That's usually due to the way that the skate is. So definitely going to blame the equipment on that. Little angle change feels a little more sluggish when I'm doing, you know, soles, less stable. All right, going to try some groove tricks. Groove tricks feel so solid, just so solid. You could really just sit on that backslide plate for days. I mean, I feel like I could just squat down, just really squish down. Like that back royale, I mean, if the ledge was longer, I could just sit there for as long as I wanted. It felt so solid. Yeah, it took a little getting used to, but as soon as I figured out the angle and the way to squish, I mean, it was easy. All right, here comes Topsides. I'm feeling pretty good about top passage, so I think I'll be able to do it today, but wish me luck. Come on. For the love, I cannot land a friggin' top acid. I don't know what it is. I can stall it just fine. And, I mean, I'm locking that front foot on fine. I just cannot line up my back foot. I mean, it has a lot to do with the ledge being curved, but I should be able to, by now, I mean, that was like 20 tries. I should be able to adjust. I just can't do it. All right, I'm gonna take a break and get some water. This is it's frustrating. Oh, what a shitty day. I was locking them so solid at Durham last week. I don't know what's changed. I can't line it up. Just a bad topside day. I was so excited too to land top acid. It's just not happening. I'm gonna give it a few more. I gotta rest. Just like, you can see on the top of the ledge how many times I'm missing. I keep missing high, and I keep missing by like that much, but I just cannot close that gap. I can't fall off. You know, when you're doing topside tricks, the right way to fall is if your topside foot falls off the ledge onto the ground. I can't even get that to happen. I can do it when I do stalls, but I can't do it when I'm trying to grind. So frustrating. All right, I landed a few on this low straight ledge. I don't know what it is. I did adjust the tongue in this liner a little bit. It was causing me some pain on top of my ankle, like the top of my foot. So I might have been compensating, and I don't know. I know that I can do it a little bit here. I know I could never do it on the bigger ledge when things changed. Maybe that's it. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just in my head, but I'm going to do just a few regular tricks, clean slate, and I'm going to try them again. All right, I give up for today. I just can't do it. I'm over that point where my legs are starting to hurt and I can't focus on it. It's frustrating because I know I can do these tricks. Like, I've done top acid on this ledge in like a dozen different skates. And there's no reason why these skates should be any different. Again, it's just me. I mean, I'm not blaming the skates. It's just weird that I can't do it. I can't line it up right. I just can't do it. I don't know what the problem is. Got to stall it more. Got to keep stalling it more. I don't know. I'll figure it out. There's been a lot of requests to get the podcast on the YouTube channel. I don't really know if that's a good idea, but I did it. So instead of using this channel, I put the podcast on the Back to Blading podcast channel. I'll link to it I'll link to it at the end. But if you're interested in listening to the podcast, this last one, we only have one episode up there right now, but this last one we talk about our trip to Woodward and me meeting Ben for the first time, which is awesome. Please, if you're interested in the YouTube and making your podcast player play YouTube, I don't really know why that would. I don't know. I don't know the use case, but if you are that use case and you want YouTube with a podcast, it's now live. I'm going to put a link at the end. Back to Blading podcast channel. Please subscribe. We will make sure that the podcast gets released there at the same time as it gets released on the RSS feed. So you shouldn't miss anything if that's the way that you prefer to listen. We got you covered. Anyway, I'm going to be dreaming about top acids, and I will see you guys next week.